Ready?
Yes.
All right, let me get my timer out. You guys are getting to see all the process. You get to see how the sausage is made.
What sausage?
Don't even start with that. Too easy. Too easy. Well, hey, welcome everybody. Merry Christmas.
Christmas has come and gone. Oh, you forgot
Well,
the
no,
clap.
but,
You forgot.
Clap. I got to clap.
We clapped in
There we
sync.
go.
We were so
1,
in
2,
sync.
3. Here we go. Very special episode today. There's a creepy fucking nutcracker behind me because Renae insisted.
Because everyone has loved I've gotten so much love for the nutcrackers that I felt like we at least had to bring him in the room. Look at how beautiful he looks back there behind you.
I told Renae if I walk by, because he's in the hallway, if I walk by and this fucker blinks at me, we're fucking moving. It's over. Like, we got to go. But just so if you guys hear laughter in the background, we have my very, very good friend, Dan, here from Pittsburgh.
We talk about Dan all the time.
All the time. And
when we talk about how you're taking me to Croatia, it's because of Dan. Yeah.
Well, Dan's always like, don't worry, we can stay at one of my relatives. And I just picture staying in some like basement in like this house that was built 1,000 years ago.
It's okay. I'll go stay in the basement of a house that was built 1,000 years ago in Croatia.
But there's all these dead relatives in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, here in Croatia, we bury people here, but y'all can stay here. You know, like that's what I picture.
No.
But his girlfriend, Chewy here, we call her Chewy.
Yes.
Chewy bag of donuts, Chewy gumdrops, whatever you want to call her. And then we have...
she has a name, though. It's Alyssa.
Chewy.
Yes.
And we have Matt here, who is Rick's better-looking brother. And Rick's here, too.
We have Rick here. Well, Rick had to come put the studio back together because we took all the equipment for Vegas for the last 2 episodes.
Yes.
And Rick was sweet and came back and set it up. And now the cords look so much nicer.
It does look so much nicer.
The mic cords actually go into the table like it was designed.
Yeah, no, Rick came to the house. He's here, by the way, right now. Producer Rick is here. But he came to the house. He was like, dude, we got to hide some of these fucking wires that are in your house. And I'm like, well, I'm the yard guy. My yard is perfect. I'm sure at your house there's no wires showing. I'm working on it, guy. I'm working on it. So if you hear people laughing in the background, hopefully they laugh. Hopefully it's funny and they enjoy it. And
they'll enjoy the nutcracker in the background, at least that.
Matt has that look like he's slumming it here. Right? Like Matt has that like
buttoned up collared shirt.
Yeah, like he just left the country club and he's like, oh, I gotta be here. Oh, but we're very excited, and I'm bummed because I like my coffee. I like my coffee like I don't know why people serve it fucking on fire,
piping hot.
Look at it; it's on fire.
I know both of ours. We had to take the lids off because they're steaming.
And usually I put like 2 or 3 ice cubes in it to chill it out. So now I'm afraid to drink in front of the podcast audience because I'm gonna get a little bitch about it. Like, you know how you're trying to let it touch. Okay, still too hot. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. Like, I want to drink it like a man, so I got to just kind of wait. But in this coffee mug is Old Salt coffee. Trevino 10, guys. Listen, anything that I do, I'm always thinking, how can we give back, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that because it was awesome. We gave away 2 track chairs. And if people don't know what a track chair is, it is literally an off-road wheelchair.
Yeah.
It has like the tank tracks on it. And we gave those away
they're crazy looking. I mean, it really, it looks like oh shoot. What are the tanks? They look like it looks like a tank.
Like tracks, yeah. And I'm so proud that we're able to do that because every year we're able to give away more and more of those. And we give those away to Marines and our veterans because a lot of them have lost mobility, but they have kids. Or they're outdoorsmen. They want to fish. They want to go on the beach. They want to hunt, right? And so we're able to give these chairs away. But every single year, we've grown and we're able to give away more and more of those chairs.
Yeah. I mean, even things like you said, they have kids, like getting around on the soccer field.
Right.
Like.
So I just want to thank all of you because me running my mouth has continued to help raise more money so that we can help more veterans. And when I partnered with Old Salt Coffee, being a veteran company, I said, guys, I have to put Helicopters for Heroes as a priority. So every bag of coffee that you buy with the code Trevino10 is now giving $1 for every bag you buy to Helicopters for Heroes. So I'm really proud of that. So thank you, Old Salt Coffee. And I will drink some, I promise, as soon as As soon as I don't burn my little baby lips.
Starting to chill out on mine.
Yeah. And then, of course, our friends at Aztec Chevrolet, who have just been so sweet and so kind. And I was talking to Dano. Dano here's thinking about buying a new car. And I said, dude, don't you dare buy a car from anybody else but my friends at Aztec Chevrolet. So I'm going to put Dano in touch, which means that we will have to fly Dano down so that he can then drive his brand new Denali Yukon that he's going to order from Aztec Chevrolet. Put him on the spot. Tomorrow. But so Dan, has been a huge, huge help to us in the real estate world.
For sure.
Huge help.
Yeah.
If we had questions, we called Dan. Dan would even walk us through how to make an offer. He would walk us through what we should offer. And then we got hit up so much of people saying, well, how do you do it? How do you guys do it?
Yeah.
And I finally convinced Dan to partner with me and start being able to do mortgages here in Texas.
Yeah.
So Dan Udovich, we call him You the Dick. Udovich.
Steve.
That's funny, right? So Dan, if you want Dan's info, because you want to find out if you qualify. And by the way,
if you're just like intimidated by the whole process, because Dan is so stinking sweet and patient, he will really walk you through it.
And not only that, Dan really specializes in, I feel like I can't buy a house. Mm-hmm. What do I need to do to get myself in a position, in a situation
where
to buy a
you
house?
can? Yeah.
So if you're interested in getting a mortgage in Texas, Florida, or Pennsylvania, is that right, Dan?
Correct.
Then hit me up. Send me a message and I'll send you to Dan and he'll help you. So that's the last we're going to talk about Dan, because other than that, he's
we'll keep
very
talking
boring.
About going to Croatia.
He's very boring.
Not mortgages.
Dan is not funny at all, but he's a great guy. Great guy. That's how you know a comedian's not funny in the business, Rick, is if somebody brings up a comedian's name and the first thing they say is, oh, what a nice guy. That's when you know that comedian is loved, but he's not funny, right? Me, they never say I'm a nice guy, fucking ever. But they also don't say I'm not funny. So, but so much has happened.
Yeah. So
much has happened.
A lot has happened. Well, because the Vegas episode we split into 2 weeks. So since then, we've been to Naples. You visit a casino at least once or twice, I'm sure. We had Christmas.
Christmas was awesome. We did fight, but it was awesome. We did. Yeah.
On Christmas Eve, we
Christmas
didn't fight
Eve,
on Christmas Day.
Christmas Eve.
On Christmas
I don't want to say
Eve.
too loud, but Christmas Eve, we're putting shit together, just pissed. Like it's late night, and I'm the elf, screwing shit in, and she's like, I don't know why you didn't go to church, and you should have gone to church. And I'm like, why? I'm fucking tired of fucking being out, because I don't want to leave my house, And I believe that I put a lot of good out in the world. And I do believe in God, and I do pray, and I pray with my son, and I work very hard to be a spiritual leader in our home. I don't have to go to church. That's how I feel, Rick. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. But we got in a big fight about it.
How do you feel?
Well, obviously, I was a little angry at you for not going to church.
Dude, while I'm putting together this freaking bullshit for Christmas,
It's just it's hard to wrangle 2 children in church on Christmas Eve when you have to show up half an hour early to even get a seat, to end up in the very back row where they can't see anything anyway.
That's why I don't deal with it, guy.
It just would have been nice to have a partner.
My mom went.
Your mom went. Thank goodness.
Miss
And she
Dora
was very
went.
helpful.
Miss
I
Dora
don't
went.
think I could have done it without her.
And
It's
Grandpa
a lot.
Arthur went.
Yeah. No, actually, I had to take Delilah to the restroom in the middle of Mass to change her diaper because she pooped. And Grandma was coming out of the restroom and she goes, "This is really hard for a grandma." And I so felt her pain. And I was like, it's really hard for anyone.
Not me. I was at home. I mean, guys, just be home. But then I was mad because now it's late. We're putting together this bullshit. And I'm like, dude, I had 2 hours while you guys were at church. How about a heads up? How about, hey, we need to put this bullshit together. So while we're gone, why don't you put the bullshit together? So that was another reason I was mad. Now we're arguing. We're fighting, right? No sex on Christmas Eve. Zero. And I'm sure baby Jesus would have wanted us to. We are married.
You're terrible. You were Like this morning, you were on fire.
I feel good today.
If only they heard all the things you said before we turned on the cameras.
Oh, I know.
It's different being here. I'm red now. Like, I can't look at you now.
You can hide at home, right? Yeah. Well, and we miss Gigi. Poor Gigi. Yeah. We don't have her here today, and God, sounds like she died. And Gigi is no longer with us. No, poor Gigi is not feeling well.
Yeah.
So she has been sick through Christmas, and I know.
Do you know what? And I got messages from people who said they had a COVID Christmas, and they were like, "We're having to postpone our Christmas celebrations," and it made me think we had a COVID Christmas last year and it's rough. It's rough,
but I was happy that we did nothing.
I felt like we finally got to enjoy our Christmas decorations. Like we were actually home. I was like, I'm leaving the lights on all the trees day and night because we're like here to actually enjoy it.
We decided to shut it down.
Yeah.
Stay home.
We needed it. Delilah was sick. I was sick from the traveling.
We had the Trevino Christmas this year, which means all the Trevinos get together at cousin Tim's house, and it's games. It's drinking, it's gambling. It's a party.
There's shaving cream and popping balloons and all kinds of crazy games.
All kinds. I thought you would say popping other things, but yes, popping balloons. And it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. I had to. It's a stupid joke, but it was there. And so I really missed being with the Trevinos, and you were concerned about that.
I was so concerned because, you are all about family all the time. The more, the merrier. The bigger, the better. And you kept saying, "No, I want to be home. Like this is our first year in the new house."
It's another reason we fought is because Captain Evil for years was like, "Can we just do us? Can we just have a Christmas for us?"
I wanted to I've always wanted a quiet Christmas in our own home where we're not hauling presents back and forth.
So finally I decide, okay, it's all, the time is right. I've been traveling like crazy. Let's go ahead and give Renae what she wants, and let's just have a quiet, and then we're fighting Christmas Eve. And I'm like, bitch, you wanted this. You wanted this. So now we realize that we can't be alone. We have to be in front of other people so we won't fight.
No, I just thought I thought you were going to change your mind at the last minute. I kept waiting. I knew as all the cousins were sending group text messages and photos, I kept waiting for you to say, "All right, let's pack up the car and go. I want to be there."
No, I needed it. It has been a rough year, and Rick and I talk about it all the time. It's just go lately.
Yeah.
And things are being postponed and rescheduled, and the kids want to go back into normal, and it's just.
I realized? I think too. I was when I was thinking about New Year's resolutions and all of that. This year just got so serious. It was what you said. It's just that everything became so busy. I feel like it got so serious on us this year.
It did. So, I was happy to shut it down. We actually went to Naples together because we did Off the Hook Comedy Club. We stayed at a great hotel.
That place was really cool. It was really nice.
Great hotel. And it was cool to see, Delilah's really coming out of her shell. Delilah's really starting to kind of have a personality.
She wanted to be in that swimming pool. She was having a great time.
The amount of words that little girl is saying is unbelievable.
Yes.
The other day she goes, "What is this?" She's freaking 1. She goes, "What is this?" And I was like...
Well, she had just been pointing at things saying this, which is helpful because then you know what she wants.
Shoes.
But all of a sudden, what is this? And then last night...
that was her second word, right, Rick?
It was definitely one of the first 5 words was shoes.
Shoes.
And I think, remember the sparkly docks that I was so excited about? I think that she was just as excited about the sparkly docks too. And so shoes is one of her first words.
I'm fucked. Yeah. It's going to be pretty soon. It's going to be double shoes, double purses,
We're working on purse. We're working on purse now.
I did.
She said please last night, so I feel like purse is coming soon. And here I'm worried about flashing the camera in my skirt. I feel like that's going to be the most mild thing that happens in this episode.
I forgot to compliment your outfit. I like it. It's very Marsha Brady.
What?
No.
It's very Marsha Brady.
Nice.
I'm not saying it's not nice.
Well, who did it? Marsha Brady.
Who didn't want to fuck Marsha Brady?
Steve.
Oh, okay.
See or no?
Steve.
Was it Marsha, the older one?
You should have gone to church.
Yes, the older one's the hot one. Yeah. Marsha. Yes.
For sure.
Marsha. Yeah. I think I saw.
But Cindy
Rick can't even look. Rick's like this.
Okay.
Cindy was porn though.
Oh, did she? I didn't know that. Interesting.
Episode has gone awry.
They all do.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All these episodes go to shit. But, what were we talking about? Oh, Naples.
Naples. And we had a great time.
And Delilah just really, it was so cool today. She comes to me, I pick her up, she's a little cranky. And then she points to her room. I walk her to her room, and then she points at her crib and goes, this. And I put her in the bed, and she grabbed her little rabbit and was ready to go to bed. Like she told me.
She's a really independent little lady.
No, she's like, she'll push you off. Like, I don't, get off of me.
Yeah, you put the cup of milk in her mouth. If she doesn't want it, she's like, she will shove it out of her face.
So, and we did a bonfire last night.
We did s'mores last night.
Cool.
Yeah.
But to kind of go in chronological order.
Oh, Christmas? Are we still in Christmas?
We came back. Oh. Yep. And then, Jake has that hideous limousine. Right.
It is so fugly. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a horrible limousine, but it's awesome. And I invited.
It's like, what is that called? That's not camo. What is that? It's like, is it wrapped in camo?
They did a horrible. We're going to do a better job. And we're going to work on making that limousine look better. But we had road manager Timmy. We bought him a tuxedo shirt and a limo hat to drive for us.
Which I'll take the hat back if he still has it.
It's maybe I need to send you the picture so you can show the family here.
Tim sprawled out on top of the fugly
he was
limo.
all about it. But we took Daddy Raymond because we were going to give away the track chair at the Armed Forces Ball. And we decided, because the Armed Forces Bowl is only 40 minutes from WinStar, that we need, and Daddy Raymond's getting older. And we just don't know how many more trips to a casino he's going to
You make it sound like it says Make-A-Wish to take him to the casino in this fugly limo.
And he said, before I die, I want to go 14,000 times. And we are at 9,000. So we have a lot more. I mean, I just really want to make it happen for him. But we had a wonderful time that night.
Always giving back, Steve Trevino.
And the founder of Helicopters for Heroes, his name is Philip Brooks. And Philip for me, have you met Philip, Rick? Philip for me is a somewhat of a kind of hard nut to crack. When you're around him, he conversation wise, it's hard to.
He's very poised.
He's very poised. He's very. You could tell he's very, very successful man. You know, and he is. He's a very successful man. So all the years that I've known Philip, our relationship has grown, and we've gotten to become friends.
Yes.
But he came on this trip, and it was really, really cool to really get to know Philip.
Yeah.
To really get to have a good time with him and have fun. And your dad was like, man, what a great group of guys.
Yeah.
We just had a
Mom said he came home and was talking about it, that he had a great time.
So, that night, by the way, WinStar is a mile long, this casino. Worst craps dealers in the world.
Really?
They had one table open, one.
Yeah.
And people literally were just pulling up chairs to it and not leaving. So by the time, Jake, Chad and I, 8-Ball and I got in there, nobody else could get in.
Yeah.
So then, and then by the way, I told I was there an hour and a half, and I watched somebody roll the dice maybe 8 times. By the time they would pay everybody out.
I don't know what that means. What, is someone supposed to roll the dice more than 8 times?
Well, yeah, you pay everybody out. Everybody puts in their bets, and you roll again. You pay everybody out, but the dealers could not figure out.
Oh, you mean because it was moving so slow, you only saw 8 throws?
And the sad part is, because we asked the pit boss, we're like, what the hell's going on? And he goes, we don't have any employees.
Well, that's a confusing game, dude. You have to know what you're doing.
You do have to know what you're doing. But he goes, a lot of our employees left us for the other casino. He goes, we don't have enough dealers at all. We're having to train dealers. Yeah. Right? So I gave him a tip.
I guess it's just not a good time to go to casinos, babe.
Well, hold on. Hold on, guy. Pump the brakes, guy. So then...
and then I wonder why Garrett's calling me dude this morning. You hear? He kept calling me dude. I said, I'm not a dude.
I tipped the dealers, and I said, this is for showing up to work. I gave him $25. I go, but this was a nightmare. And I left. Oh. So then we wake up in the morning.
I feel real sorry for you.
We wake up in the morning, and we hit the craps table in the morning because nobody's there. Well, Daddy brought home your Christmas money. Killed it. $4,000. Hello. And your dad was loving it. He's like, hey, Vato, we need to stay, bro. He's like, fuck the game. I'm like, no. I'm like, not fuck the game. We're giving away these wheelchairs for Helicopters for Heroes. So we get to the game, and it was VIP everything. I mean, we were in the box with all the VIPs. They had food buffet, ice cream. I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah. Great
seats. And we went on the field. Oh, it was cool because, Jake goes, hey, meet the recipient. Mm-hmm. Right? So I meet the recipient. He goes, we're giving away another one. The other recipient doesn't know he's getting it. Right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be awesome. He goes, you tell him on the field.
Yeah.
I'm like, me? He's like, yeah, you tell him. Right? Uh-huh. So we go down there, and what we do is the other recipient, we go, hey, man, help us out, because he has prosthetic limbs. Mm-hmm. We go, you know what? Sit in that chair, and if you don't mind driving it out to the field for us, that'd be great, So he drives it out to the field, and I go, hey, man, just so you know, that's yours. Keep it. He was like, what? And I go, it's yours. You get to take it home. And then he started to cry. And then I started to cry. Like, it was such an emotional, every time. It doesn't get old. I'm getting emotional right now. Like, and the problem is, I'm like, just cry, dude. Like, when a grown man fights it, that's worse.
The quiver?
Yeah, like if you
and
just
eyes welling up with tears.
Yeah, if you just cry, I can be like, what a bitch, dude, what a pussy. Dude. Like, but the fact that he was like holding it back and I'm just like, and then we all shook his hand. And I mean, these guys were so happy.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it is just such an amazing experience. And I just encourage everybody to get involved with something.
Yeah.
Because it really is such a fulfilling thing. And I didn't go to church, but I gave away 2 track chairs while you were at church, giving away tax-free money. I was giving away track chairs, but it was really a beautiful moment. Now, our event is the end of February, last weekend in Ennis, Texas. If anybody wants to get involved, it is a 100% volunteer situation. So I'm not getting you a hotel room. I'm not buying your flights. If you want to come out and volunteer and be a part of something that is growing, something that has been an amazing, amazing weekend, come join us, please. I will be there hosting the whole time. And then Christmas, we came home.
Yeah.
And we did
good,
Christmas.
quiet Christmas.
And
with your mama and Art.
With Mom and
Grandma Dora, I call her.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Glamma.
And then you and Mom. Motherfucker, dude.
Your mom would say it's because we're both Virgos.
No, how does she say Virgo? She can't even pronounce it.
Virgos.
I mean, it's because we're Virgos. I'm like, what the fuck are Virgos? It's because we're Virgos. I'm like, what are Virgos? But Renae gave her a pair of shoes. I cannot buy anything for her, Rick. We're at the point, I give her money. I go, here's some money. Do whatever the fuck you want. Like, whatever.
I try and guide you and you still don't get it.
You wanted, and by the way, and this is a new move that I've learned for all the Vegas people, all the gamblers. Dude, first thing we did when we got to Vegas because of
We talked about this on the podcast, didn't we?
Was I bought her a purse right away, and then she was happy the whole weekend. And I'm like, oh.
It's real simple.
Yeah, it's real simple. Buy her some shit.
Real simple.
Go here, shut the fuck up, and I'm gonna go gamble.
While we were waiting for our table reservation, it doesn't even take that long.
But it tripped me. And by the way, my mom is, I don't want to say her age, but she's older, and Renae and her wear the same size heel.
No, we don't have the same. My foot's a little bigger.
No, the heel.
Oh, the height, the same heel height. Oh no, your mama goes higher than I do. Your mama can rock a shoe.
Grandma Dora's still wearing the freaking pumps, guy, kicking ass. The glamour. She's a glamour.
She's a glamour.
And then here we are, getting ready for New Year's.
For New Year's, isn't that crazy?
It's insane, dude. And
Rick. So Rick pointed out before we filmed, he was like, "Hey guys, this is like our New Year's Eve episode."
It is on
and
New Year's
then
Eve.
It's our New Year's Eve episode, and then next episode it's season 3.
That's crazy. It's crazy, and all because of Aztec Chevrolet and Old Salt Coffee. All because of those guys. Thank you so much, guys, because we really could not do this.
I was saying that. Remember, Glamma Dora was our original sponsor. She was selling her eyelashes.
Yeah.
On the first few episodes,
But it's
crazy.
It's funny how when you have kids, the gift for a parent is just watching your kids happy.
Oh, for sure. On Christmas, you mean?
Yeah. Renae and I did not care what either one of us got. We really didn't, and when we set up Christmas the way we did, and I did the boot print, I pulled ash out of the fireplace, and I did the boot print, and Garrett was like, he was here, and I'm like, I'm like, that motherfucker made a mess. Yeah. And it was funny because Garrett's still on the fence, and I think that we sold it enough that we got him one last year, and it was just really, it really becomes special for the kids, and Garrett is at a wonderful age, and Miss Betty helped him get a gift for me and a gift for Renae, and Renae's gift was fucking hilarious, dude. It was a shirt that says, Renae, answer your phone. It is perfect.
You should have worn it on the podcast, actually.
But it was, Garrett just, opening his gifts and seeing him light up and seeing, and I really think that we're doing a pretty good job, because he was like, Dad, I'm so appreciative. Dad, best Christmas ever,
You know what? Someone told me too, and I thought it was great, and I just kind of stuck to it, and it helps. But we do one thing you want, one thing you need, and a surprise. And then whatever Santa brings. We don't know.
Well, we do know, but because I'm fucking Santa. But it really is, man. And for those people, that don't have kids yet or don't have kids, man, it's just a really special moment. How did it go with your kids, Rick? Was it special?
Well, we woke up at midnight to put the gifts out, and then my middle son's looking over the edge, being like, "Hey, did you guys hear that?" And we're like, "Yeah, Santa Claus came."
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, like, bullshit, Dad. Yeah. You have a beard and you're fat, but you are not Santa
Claus. So this is our last year. I mean, we're done. So
yeah,
it's hard to do, like.
But they got what they wanted though, and they got
Board,
yeah. You always do.
Always.
Yeah. Matt, do you have kids?
No.
No kids yet, huh? No? Gonna knock her up soon?
No.
No.
In like 4 years. I'm gonna get in my 30s first.
Well, look, man, I am an older dad, and there's definitely pluses to being Dad's an older dad, and there's definitely advantages of being an older dad. But I think there's more advantages of being a younger dad because of the energy and because of your willingness to be more involved. I mean, I'm very involved. Don't get me wrong, but I you go, man, I don't want to miss. We're all gonna die, and I'm like, well, fuck, man, I want to get as much time with my kids as I can, and the sooner you have kids, in my opinion, the better. If you're in I have friends in high school that their kids are in high school that I went to high school with, and I'm over here having a 1-year-old.
I don't know. You and I go back and forth on this all the time.
Because you're fucking younger than me. Because I'll be dead and you'll be... When you meet me in heaven, let me know how the wedding was. And I hope you pick a good stepdad to walk Delilah down the fucking aisle.
Don't say that. I'm not getting married again.
But there's definitely, pros and cons to both. But, there is something about... It is a love that you have for your kids that is unexplainable. It really is unexplainable, and it is one of the most beautiful things on planet Earth is having children, because it is.
They really do make Christmas magical.
It makes Christmas magical, and there is hard times. Poor Delilah, Christmas Eve. Well, that was another reason we fought, because, well, I leave on Tuesday, and Rick, you know this. When you go on the road to do something, all you're thinking is, I hope everything goes smooth at home.
No.
I just hope there's no issues.
And it doesn't.
No problems.
It doesn't work that way.
Fucking Tuesday, Renee's like, I think I'm going to the doctor. Delilah has a fever. I'm like, well, there goes my fucking, because if Renee's not happy at home, I'm concerned. And I'm not completely relaxed, so I have to drink more. And...
No, I just had 2 very long sleepless days with an inconsolable baby that we just had to write it out, and it didn't get better.
Every time she teethes, she starts drooling, and then she swallows the drool, and then that leads to...
It gets acidic.
Diarrhea, and then it leads to...
and an insane diaper rash that we can't control because the diarrhea won't stop.
And then you're completely heartbroken and you're exhausted, you're tired. She's freaking the fuck out
every time
she's in pain, pees. Yeah. You know, and it's just sad. And that Tuesday, that Wednesday, I get home for Christmas Eve and she's not happy. And then we're fighting at the end of the night. I mean, it was just, but then you wake up Christmas morning. And she's in her. We bought Delilah one of those little carts, the bumper car, the little bumper car, dude. Bumper car. And she gets in there and she freaking cruises around and she waves and and Garrett's losing his mind for with the gifts that he got. So it all becomes worth it.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
Even still in the morning she'll go and she sees the picture of her with Santa and Garrett, and she'll go and she wants to touch the picture and like she looks at herself in the picture. Like it's really cool. Every morning she keeps going up to it. Today she wanted to touch Santa. Like
that's really cool. And next year is going to be a really good one because
she loves the nutcrackers too. So they're totally worth it.
Because her and her mom are nutcrackers. They are literal nutcrackers and they just crack nuts. That's what they do. But it was really a special Christmas this year and every year. I mean, it's just freaking awesome. And then, Dan and Chewy got into town yesterday and we had the bonfire plan for those guys, because they're city folk.
Yes.
And we did s'mores and we invited.
S'mores?
What is it called? S'mores? S'mores?
Yes.
I sound like Mom Virgo? It's because she's a Virgo. But then we didn't even think having a 1-year-old that can now
by a
walk.
Bonfire is probably not. Yeah. I sat down and I was like, oh yeah, this isn't going to be very enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm just like, she stumbles off like a little drunk and I'm like, she's going to fall. She's going to fall in the fire and then we're never having a bonfire again.
Or fire ants. Like it's dark. We can't see.
Yeah, we're out in the back, acreage and there's fire ants everywhere. And Dan last night, by the way, he's like, something's biting me. Where's that fire ant pile you said was here? I'm like, at your feet. So then he starts stomping them and I'm like, that's probably a good idea. That's gonna motivate those fire ants to leave you alone. Yeah, it's like fucking with Renae, bro. She just comes harder, guy. She just comes harder. Well, and by the way, so then Renae and I and
everybody
Renae,
protects the queen, baby.
Chewy, you need to pick a fucking team. Every time Renae says something, Chewy's like, yeah. Amen, sister. Amen, sister. But we're still looking forward to New York City.
And Houston. You're in Houston for New Year's.
I can't wait.
Are they I think, is pretty much everything already sold out already?
Almost.
A show got added?
Almost. Now,
right?
The only shows that have not sold out, but they are closed, and we did add a show, is the actual New Year's Eve day, a New Year's Eve, those shows, because the prices are a little more expensive.
Gotcha.
They're a little more expensive.
Oh, but it's such a fun way to spend New Year's Eve.
I love it.
It's a good, fun, classy
for
adult
adults.
Way. Yes, adult way to spend New Year's Eve.
You get to do something.
You have your table, you go and you laugh and you have a great time.
They bring out champagne.
Nice drinks.
We all bring in the new year together.
You're not in line like...
Me and you make out in front of everybody. It's awesome.
I don't know about that.
You
said I look like Marsha Brady.
I do miss... She doesn't let shit go, bro. She doesn't let shit go. That's why, like, Renae is one of those people that if you disagree with her, she will make it painful for the next fucking 8 years.
Well, maybe next Christmas Eve, just go to church, Steve.
Guy. Okay, hey, all you guys that are getting track chairs, you're probably not. Because
what
Renae...
does that have to do with anything?
Because Renae thinks going to church is better.
I did not say that. You twist words.
I am not saying that I shouldn't.
You are a master of twisting words.
No, I am not saying that you shouldn't go to church. I'm not saying that. I also am saying that there are so many ways to be close to God without going to church.
I understand.
I try.
All I'm saying is it would have been nice wrangling 2 children in church on Christmas Eve.
I try very hard.
With my teammate.
I try very hard all year round to give back.
You do. You do a wonderful job of that.
I try very hard to go out of my way for other human beings. I try very hard. So that's a way to be close to God.
Yes, on a daily basis. I understand.
Every single day. What did I tell you? I said, do you because we have
Tell me what you told me.
Well, we have to miss Valentine's Day because I work.
Oh, yeah. It's very rare we spend Valentine's Day together.
And I always tell her, I go, do you want me to treat you great all year or one fucking day? We go to dinners all the time. We go to nice dinners. We go to nice lunches. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
All fucking year. Happy Valentine's Day. It just gets quiet.
This is not the Valentine's episode, Steve Trevino.
No, I love talking shit. I love talking shit because we have not talked shit like this in a while. And I like the comments because then it turns into, Renee's right. Go to church, you fucking heathen. You know. And then other people are like, hell yeah, Steve, you got to give back, you know. Yeah. There's always like one brave soul. It's like, I'm on Steve's team. Fuck you, bitches. But it was fun doing the Vegas episode.
It was cool.
Which, by the way, I
think people really enjoyed it, like getting to meet this. Was that a booger? No.
We're not editing that, by the way.
No, I like wiped my nose and I felt something fall. I don't know. Okay, am I good?
No. But let's leave it.
Is it really a booger?
Yes. At the end of the podcast, it'll be like special guest booger. There's a special guest appearance.
Renee's massive booger.
Renee's booger. It matches her clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
What were you gonna say?
Everything in the Vegas episode. Everyone really enjoyed like meeting our friends. That was fun.
That was fun. I think I didn't. I try to watch. And we got to meet your brother too. We've met. I think your whole family now.
Yeah.
Yep. We've met your brother. We've met your sister.
Yeah.
Did we have Victoria on the podcast?
No, we tried to have her on when we were in Vegas, but she was shopping.
Oh yeah, Vicky didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, she was shopping.
Like I text her. I'm like, hey, I'd really like you to be there at the podcast. And she's like, oh no, I'm at Country Christmas.
No, but in her defense, in true Steve Trevino style, you waited till like the hour before to tell her when she already had plans to go shopping with her friends.
But Vegas was fun, and it was such a cool thing to have Rick and Gigi there. And I mean, even though Rick does not stop working,
he does not.
He's like, sorry, can't bite the leg. Gotta wake up at 6 a.m. to do a.
Well, in fairness, it would be my first time ever trying it, so I'm not gonna do it the first time when we have to work and stuff.
It is a little scary. It is.
You tell the stories.
No, Renae took a little bite, and she was perfect.
I was just fine.
We gave her the right amount. So that's another move.
You gave me? No, I have some self-control. That's what it is.
No, it's another move I learned. Let your wife bite the leg as soon as you get to Vegas. Buy her a purse. That's the formula. Buy her a purse, let her bite the leg, and then she's over there just smiling and happy, holding onto her bag. Like,
and you know what? And I had a comfy chair where I could see your craps table, so I wasn't having to stand in painful high heels. Like I could sit and watch and drink, and it was good.
But the going back to that, because we are going to start doing many more theaters now. We're not. Yes. We're not doing the comedy club.
New York is coming.
And it's so scary for me. Every stage of my career is so scary.
Yeah.
And I get anxious and I get worried and I get, oh my God, we're making the move to theaters. Is that the right move? I'm just so concerned about it. Yeah. And then also I'm really concerned about the fan experience. And it's like at a comedy club, but and I can say this.
I feel like that through COVID, like the whole thing has been so weird, and you'll show up to a venue and it's not what you expected, and you know what I mean? Like there's just so much that's out of your control when it comes to that.
I just want to make sure that the theater feels intimate. I want to make sure that the and I feel like the Mirage was a cool theater. The Mirage, that theater, they did such a good job of I don't know if it's the setup of the theater. But it was just awesome, and it felt like
I walked into the back of the theater while you were on stage, and it was like it felt low. You always talk about the way comedy clubs have low ceilings. Like it felt low back there, and it was really dark, and it did feel really intimate.
I will say that the
sound was great.
The way I got treated at the Mirage was so very different for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was like, what do you need? What do you want? Well, there's just so many different moving pieces, right? Like even just logistically getting you to the stage, like, okay, Mr. Trevino, 5-minute warning. And like, okay, Mr. Trevino, someone's going to escort you to the stage. Well, I tripped out. Like, they're like, okay, Steve, are you ready to walk to the theater? and they had like 14 security guards, and I'm like, I don't think I need 14 security guards, but I'm walking and people are like, Steve, and I'm like, hey guy, like, hey, yeah. But I just felt like
that was so fun too, wasn't it, to go through the front of the theater like that, and
I mean,
just say hi to people real quick.
Yeah, but it's scary because the fan engagement has just become more difficult. Well,
that's the hard part, right? When you move to theaters, is it's like just pure logistics, that many people in one night and getting them all in and out at the end of the night.
And as much as I have said,
and they're theaters and they have rules and the staff has to be out by a certain time. And I think people don't realize that it's not that you don't want to stay there all night and shake everyone's hand. It's just like,
yeah, I mean,
dollars and cents.
We had over 1,000 people. When a comedy club, normally the biggest one we do is 450. Of course, I can still do meet and greet, but usually by the time I do meet and greet, when it's 450, I'm walking on stage
for the next
show because it takes that long. But when there's 1,000, I mean, of course I stayed there for every one of them, but you do start to realize that it just might not be possible.
I was going to say, I feel like you're still holding on to it. You're not there yet.
And it's, I was talking to Bert Kreischer about it. And Bert Kreischer goes, man, he goes, I do a lottery. And the basically, if you buy a ticket, you're now entered into the lottery, and we're going to do 100 or 200 meet and greets, but I just can't do everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to, we are as a team, Rick and Gigi and us are going to have to figure out, once we go to these theaters, what do we do?
Yeah.
And how do we do it? Because it's not for lack of me not wanting to work hard. It's just, and plus, is it one of those situations where, okay, I'll meet 1,000 plus, but it's hello, picture, bye, or hey, let's do a lottery. 200 people get to win, but I get to go back to spending a few minutes or a minute with somebody where I'm actually shaking hands and talking to them and thanking them, and when we have time.
I just think it's so cool when people like share their stories about how they relate to a joke, or like, they have a joke for you based on one of your jokes, like, funny story or anecdote or something.
That to me is the special moments. Yeah. And sometimes we get those people that say, man, I got through cancer because of you.
Yeah.
We were going to get a divorce. And then me and my wife found common ground.
Oh, we are normal.
Well, yeah, we are normal, and we do fight. And I wanted him to go to church too.
You brought it up, not me.
Gigi and I are the opposite. We started fighting more now that we're around you guys more. We fight more.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We got Gigi and Rick.
Did you find her voice?
Yeah. Gigi's tired of being she's tired of being a battered Latina. She's like, look at that Latina. Fuck him. I don't care that he's 5 times my size, looking like Shrek.
I mean, one comment you
sorry. Well, I know you've already been Santa Claus.
He's feeling insecure because he's got a big, tall nutcracker.
Well, it's not big and tall to Rick. It's big and tall to me. Matt's over there with his legs open with the bigger dick and the fucking...
Okay, enough.
But it's good to be back doing the podcast.
Yes, the final episode of 2021.
Oh my God, it's crazy. And I've had times where I didn't want to do the podcast.
Oh, for sure.
I had times where I was very excited to do the podcast. Me and you have had times where like, fuck it, like let's just not do it at all.
Yeah.
But now I'm back to a place where
if you don't want to do the podcast, I don't want to do the podcast either.
Rick does.
No, but I really feel like we have found a kind of a stride.
No, I'm for sure grateful.
Where we all enjoy it, and
I'm for sure grateful that we come and sit at this table every
even though
week
it's work. I think that we're all but I also think that and for those of you that don't know, we got Gigi involved as part of our team. So Rick and Gigi are a married couple team helping us, and I think that there's something special about that.
Yeah.
And I think there's something really cool about, and I think we need it. I've always said that.
I think they relate to I think you find commonality and you relate in the dynamic.
That and you know, we care about them as a couple. They care about us as a couple.
Yeah.
And it's kind of become our thing.
It feels both healthy and unhealthy because then we're all working all the time.
Yes.
So in that way, work-life balance has gone to shit.
Wait till you get to the 15 emails she just sent you guys.
Oh.
Well, I like that Rick played craps with me in Vegas for all of 40 minutes, won $100 and was like, I'm good. I'm fucking out of here. Meanwhile, I'm down 1,500, happy. He's like, I'm taking my $100, getting the fuck out of here. But it was great also in Vegas, and I don't know if I brought it up, you know, to see Josh Abbott.
Yeah.
And hang out with Josh Abbott, you
Yes.
know, and those guys. And just to have a hang after the show, you know, with my wife as well. And again, man, the I can't tell you enough how amazing the Mirage was. And MGM, that's what they are, MGM.
Yeah.
They were just amazing to us. And then, by the way, we do that show. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Jackie, my agent, by the way, thank you to my whole team. Tom, Liam, Jackie, you know, Rick, G, all of them, you know, have been such a big part of my life, our lives. And, Jackie kept saying, she's like, hey, we do good at MGM, at Mirage. Yeah. Other things will come. The very next day they called, and we're going to Gold Strike in March, which is in Tennessee.
It's like an hour from Memphis. No, it's actually it's not
very
in
close
Tennessee.
to Memphis.
Yeah, it's close to Memphis, but it's not Tennessee. What state is it? What's next to Tennessee? Geography. I'm having a blonde
Kentucky?
moment.
No, it's not Kentucky. No. But they gave us that casino, and Nashville people and Memphis people have been hitting me up going, when are you coming? Well, let's all make a trip to Gold Strike and let's do it there because, you know, the success of the Mirage led to the success of this one. So we're very, very excited about it. So just to wrap everything up, I did not go to church, and I'm gonna catch
But
shit
that's okay. You'll make it
of
up to me in New York City.
I will make it up. I will buy her something. See how church people are? Well, buy me something, and I'll be happy.
No, we'll pop
Give
in
me money.
We'll pop in St. Patrick's Cathedral or something. Light a candle.
Yes, we'll light a candle. But and then also, you know, for those of you that want help with your mortgage, don't think you can buy a home, send me a message, and I will put you in touch with Dan. Now that is for Texas, Florida, and PA. And Dan will help you get your home, I assure you. And then Rick looks like Santa Claus, but is not. Matt is the better looking brother. Smaller.
We hope you had a Merry Christmas with your family. We wish you a wonderful, happy, and healthy New Year.
Merry Christmas to all.
Yes.
And Happy New Year to all. And thank you. Thank you for making my wife and I feel special. Thank you for going along on this ride that we have been going on.
Thank you for every comment, every like, every time you share. I mean, I still hear from people who are like, oh, I'm sharing this with my family. And
do me a favor, if you get Old Salt coffee, send a picture of you with your Old Salt coffee so we can talk about it. And you know what we're going to do?
What are we going to do?
I forgot about this. I forgot. Old Salt Coffee sent me a box of coffee to give away. And I have several bags of coffee that we can give away.
Okay, how are we doing it?
We will pick somebody randomly from the comments.
Oh, I love it.
And we will send a bag of Old Salt coffee to get you started. But if I send you a bag, you're buying.
That's not how it works.
That's how it works. Because I got to give it. Look, here's the thing. If I can get, because you can do a subscription. And my goal, man, if I can get 1,000 people to get a subscription at least one bag a month, that's $1,000 I get to give to a veteran.
Helicopters for Heroes.
Every month.
Yeah.
That's $12,000 at the end of the year. Yeah. My goal is $1,000 a month, man. And if you guys can help me do that by getting something that you fucking already use, right? You already use it. Please, Old Salt Coffee, Trevino 10, and of course our friends at Aztec Chevrolet. Without you guys, and by the way, I love that they're this little dealership in Beeville, Texas. Yeah. And I walk on stage at the Mirage and somebody goes, Aztec Chevrolet.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
That's awesome.
Thank you all. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. And we have a very special episode coming for you next week. Thanks, guys.